1994, a game was made that would revolutionize the Metroid side of what would become known as a Metroidvania. Several years later, a randomizer would be created. Welcome to Super Metroid Very Randomizer. This is a practice. However, it's not your ordinary practice. This is a recorded seed because my playthrough for this seed, timed and recorded for seeding purposes for the upcoming SMRAT tournament kicking off in the new year. I'm Leslie Pro, and I was a part of a previous SMRAT tournament, making it to the third place match of the gerbil bracket, the lowest bracket, losing in 3 to Knucklehead, which was a very good series for those that remember that. In the interim, controller setup. Well, yeah, that'll do. So major minor. For this flag set, in major minor, the minor items are shuffled amongst themselves, your missiles, your super missiles, your power bombs. The major items are shuffled amongst each other. That would be your main progression items. However, they're nice about where the morph ball is, at least, so there's that. Last time I played this, I had barely gotten Zeb Skip. Will I remember how to do it? We shall see. Alright, enough blither blather. Let's get at her, as someone I know would say. Let's get this party started in 3, 2, 1, go. Tracker I'm using is Emo Tracker. I am the one that controls the tracker inputs manually. And that could be fun. Not. I feel like either my jump was eaten or I was a frame late, which makes it seem like the jump was eaten. But yeah, it's been a while since I've done any randomizer content because, quite frankly, I needed a break. Oh, and the starting item? Orb. Game sounded a little quiet in my headset, so I needed to rectify that. Now, we have our first major, but we do need to visit some of the minors to see where we're going, and this is the first one we're heading to. Alright, supers it is. Now, one of the great things about randomizers is that you always see what the maximum is that you have, so it's a nice little thing. I am going to do one out of logic play. It's just a reserve tank and another thing of supers. So while reserve tanks can be helpful, they're not necessarily required, so I'm not going to go out of my way for it. Will go out of my way for some energy, though. Especially since I'm coming off finishing Metroid Prime 4 in more recent times. Which admittedly objectively fantastic game, and if you're looking for the story to tell you exactly what's going on, this is more subtle storytelling territory, which is something that Metroid tends to do pretty darn well. This is what I'm not looking forward to, however. Climb. A room that I view like many things in life. A minute to learn, a frickin' lifetime to master. Our room's awful. And it looks like we are going to have to go visit Bomb Teresa, rather. Excuse me. I can words. Sometimes. Wow, what was that? And that is a very vanilla opening. But do not blink or you're gonna miss this. I told you not to blink. Not even a mess around. I'm just gonna go straight for green grid. Well, we get a trash can anyway. Reserve tanks are considered major items, so that's why they show up. I'm gonna be honest, using a super on these guys just seems like overkill. Not very good ammo usage, so I'm going to not. And say we did. There are some minor locations that I'm going to have to visit just to get power bombs, because that is a critical. But in the meantime, first try mock ball, let's go. So that reserve tank is out of logic. And an interesting thing about reserve tanks is that they drain out completely when they're used. Even if you don't have that many regular energy tanks, which I think is silly. Just trying to catch some waivers on the fly, no dice. That's a missile pack. I'm not looking for those at the moment. So no power bombs means that area is going to be left for a while. Health-wise, I am in trouble. missiles, not interested. There is a major below me. And a nice one at that. High jump boots. Improves Samus's vertical movement. Very helpful in a number of spots. Spore spawn skip, I was not intending on doing that this run, however, no power bombs forces my hand just a little bit. There we go. Now, I'm not gonna go for Green Gate Glitch here because I would need more health. It's at 59, I'm better off just proceeding. Trying to get help with the game, but that's not what the game wants to give right now, so... Yeah, game knows. Game definitely knows. Something good at Spazer, please. There we go, now we talking. I thought I could swing a damage boost, but the game's like, no. I mean, we have high jumps, so I am going for trade. I could actually finish the game on this ammo if Ice Beam shows up and I'm able to hit Zeb Skip, which, rusty on, so don't count on it, folks. vanilla grade fight as you can get without, except without the charge beam. Unfortunately, claw blocked. Yeah. That quick kill is easier to get with charge beam because then you can lock its claw in place. Oh, hi. That does not help my current situation. However, plasma beam is very strong. If there's something at the energy tank, I could be in trouble here. If this isn't my progression, then my progression's back at Green Hill Zone, and that is very dirty. Damn, I was already jumping. Wait, I still have Business Center, but still, I gotta correct something. It's a different HUD. Guess that HUD shows item percentage now. That's pretty cool, actually. That is an energy tank in vanilla, so I'm guessing that's one of the locations that can be switched. Here we are, vanilla high jump. I'm thinking if this is speed, we gotta go back to wave gate. That's what that tells me. But high jump will make that easier. Oh, there's power bombs top red tower too. Alpha power bombs also get switched, I think. Or am I thinking of Chozo logic? Except there's... It's one way to clear that out. So that flash or flash like that to indicate, hey, you need a power bomb to go back this way. Oh, I'm wrong about that. Vile plumed. Hate to see it. I barely avoided that a second time. That was overkill. Second the warning guns blazing. Yep, I hit it using the wavegate glitch spot, and it was at this moment he knew he should have broke logic. Can't fault me for not wanting to go that way, because if you take a death in Super Metroid, it is super punishable. No pun intended. Diddle. I was having trouble getting out of there, so I had to kill the admin. Now I could try to make my way into the ice beam area out of logic to try and see if there's some value behind speed that could get me, could help swing this forward. First try, shoutouts to hand warm-ups. The importance of practice, everybody. It really can't be understated enough. Even with Allen Iverson's practice rant. what's the reward at ice? Well, I needed that, in a way. It's not the progression I was looking for, but certainly welcome. Technically enough energy to finish the game, but not comfortably, if you know what I mean. Okay, Samus, get out of the pool. I mean, I could have tried setting off a bomb midair to get there, but that's pain. Powerbomb's tempting, but we're gonna keep right on going. This Bubble Mountain's the next key area. That was a good Bubble Mountain. Ascent portion, at least. There's a minor on the way to this major, so if it's missiles, I'll grab them anyway because they're right. I mean, they're right in the way, so I'm not gonna say no. Okay. Fine with that. I mean, it's not what I wanted to see there, but I'll take it all the same. I was gonna try for the faster exit, but it backfired, so we're just gonna go out the intended way. I know the enemies are there, so sniping them actually makes sense. Pass by the farming point on hard logic. And dash randomizer. And that grants me 1 crystal flash. Why do I have a feeling that Crocomire E-Tank's gonna be the answer and I'm gonna look like an idiot? Still, I would be a fool to not go to Warfare Reserve because that counts as a major. And there's 2 minors right there, so in terms of ammo, still a good play. Just getting over there swine with this setup. Oh, I almost had it. Wall jumping is still faster than bomb jump there. Don't at me. I was picking up that item anyway. Another energy tank? Do I feel snake bit right now? Yes, absolutely. We go down the hole. This really does feel like an always bet on Crocs situation. I got a double, nice. And there goes Brockmire. That mean much? Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, what's my next move gonna be? Well, we're here, we check it the whole thing out. There's one other thing it could be, and if it is that, that's disgusting. For this loadout. With morph ball bombs, you are in a can't fly situation, so that's gonna be how I have to go about some of this. And it is slow as fuck. However, I think at this point I'm taking a safety save. Previous save is now in slot B, which was no save actually, so that is the joke. I might as well have a look at cosine because that's not worth it. Cosine, one of my favorite places to find junk in SMC3. Not. got there? What's the reward? Well, now... I can't say that that wasn't worth it, because... that actually makes getting around a lot faster. And I think going through grapple tutorial with space jump is actually going to be faster. Well, I mean, not playing like that. So, did that wind up being worth it? Yes. There's a miner on my way out of Norfair. I mean, I am gonna have to go back here later. But the fact that it's super missiles is really nice. And I forgot to mark one of them. Whoopsie. Wrecked ship it is, I guess. Though from here, I can totally also check X-ray scope location, see if that's gravity suit. This gravity suit would be very helpful, as that would let me into Meridia, but I would not be in go mode without either ice or speed. Those spikes hurt. And that's why I go that way. That wound up being worth it. So it basically tells me when I get to wrecked ship, I might as well go mode the darn thing. Well, somewhat go mode it, because I still need speed booster or ice beam to finish this. Hello, Samson, you want to start spamming? Oh, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I would. Screw attack would be very helpful, however, I also know that it is not the answer. You do need to go over to wrecked ship, and the space jump definitely makes that possible. I do have to say, There are reasons why you check all your majors, even the slower ones, because that was important. Now, one of the majors we cannot check without one more item, and that would be Shack Tool. We would need a grapple for that. Alright. And do not worry about landing in the sauce, because landing in the sauce when you have gravity suit is not a problem, because that is what it was made for. I might as well get harmless Hellway missiles. That's just my name for this check, because to call them after the ghost missiles, the name that it was given does not have good connotations. As those are ghosts. I mean, I suppose haunted missiles would work as well. Thought I got the block below that, I guess I didn't. Whoopsie! Now we come across a boss that has killed many a speedrun RTA attempt of this game for numerous speedrunners, as well as runs on the GDQ stage itself in Fan 2. And I'm getting this medium pattern that I'm not ready for. Only got 5 in there. That was a fast, but I did get the hit with the miss. Got to 10 at least. This is a boss I'd have to really one day grind out. How do we figure out its patterns? How do we figure out its motions? I only got 14 at this point. This is a slow pattern. And he closes his eye very fast, too. Again. Uh, 18, so one of the super. This guy. It's Fan 2. Awful boss fight this is. Awful C2, no speed booster yet. Even if I were to get Ice Beam, though, I'd still need Charge Beam to ensure that I have enough ammo. Sometimes vanilla is a good thing. The electric arc I was looking for a damage boost was not there when I wanted it to be, so no damage boost this time. Alright, we definitely have enough energy. I feel like this seed I've played well, it's just that I've gotten kind of snake bit by a few things. I think in this situation I resort to safe scumming. Actually, no. I have enough energy. I'll be fine. The way this seed has been, I wouldn't be surprised if there were something at wrecked ship energy. Son of a monkey. Gotta learn to trust my first instinct. Because oftentimes it's right, I second guess it, and I wind up making an idiot of myself. You know, that really comes from just too many A Link to the Past randomizer seeds over the years where I followed my first instinct and it was wrong. Then I started second guessing myself and things just snowballed from there. It was not a pretty picture, I can assure you all of that. Don't need attic, but I think we need to go to the gravity suit location. It's probably the fastest super I've gotten to missiles in the sky in a bit. Not worth it. The reason I didn't set off the power bomb is because there's no guarantee that the gravity suit item's going to be anything good. I am starting to run out of things that it can't be, because I only have 6 energy and 1 reserve left in the wild. And so that's 7 items and 7 progression items. So in reality, it's 50-50 as to whether it's an energy tank or progression. So not terrible on the odd side. Spring ball, a luxury item. Oh well. What can you do? I think I'm gonna head to the ship and we're going for Gauntlet. off that power bomb. So that's very helpful. We have to take it at this point. And I never went through Green Hill, so... You know, I did go through Green Hill. I never went for the Etikun Major, because at the time, there weren't any power bombs. That should be a good enough ammo spread. Especially if I find ice and charge. Excuse me. Fly over X-ray scope like a boss. Okay, there's something funny about that, I'm not gonna lie. But we're grabbing it, because if we do get charged, that is Microwave Man. And that is incredibly powerful against Dragon. But I think we're heading back towards... Do I really want to go into Warfare? That's the only bad thing about going through all of Warfare would be if I find speed where I think it's gonna be, and the rest of the seed's gonna be a snap. That's an easy scrolling map, by the way. No more of this boop 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 crap that it used to do. That's a very nice change. Alright, 2 miners and Billy Mays. Don't need to go that way. Yeah, I think the call here is lower Norfair first, and then we come back through Iridia. At least that's what I think the call is. Because at least with lower Norfair, I'm guaranteed to be able to clear it. Meridia, not so much. Because Meridia, I would need to do an ice clip or get speed booster just to be able to finish. I know, not ideal. What can you do? Alright, 54 minutes in, still looking for items. That sub-hour's gonna have to be on another day. Call it a long-term goal. You can do that with high jump with a move called lava dive, but it's quite risky. At the time, I wasn't feeling comfortable enough with it. Now with space jump, there is a place I can go. I can go over here, drain the lava pool, because they locked this location by being able to use space jump when they coded this game, that is. Because the devs did not expect you to be able to get over here without space jump. Well, I think the devs underestimated how good the players could get with this game. But that's really the beauty of Super Metroid right there, is that it's a game that you can learn. The skill floor is low and the skill ceiling is super high. Alright, that 60 is our minimum for Phase 2 Mother Brain. But ideally, we'll have Charge Beam. Get down here. Lost more health than I would have liked, but got the job done. Reward. Well, I'm not gonna say no, it is vanilla. However, that's gonna make this next part a lot easier. Actually, it makes the rest of the game a lot easier. Except for maybe power bombing this room full of rippers to load up on supers. Because with rippers, when they die, they have a very high rate of dropping super missiles, which if you're looking to refill those, is a very nice way of going about things. Well, at least those red ones anyway. I need to go to Mickey Mouse here. I should have been jumping through the door because it would have been faster. That's on me. My bad. Well, actually, no, that one's under control. Or rather, the game deciding to just drop space jump for no indiscernible reason. See, this game had some great ideas that would be improved in later games, such as Metroid Dread. and Zero Mission for that matter, be as good as they were without the success of this game. See, later 2D Zeldas owe a large part of their success to the foundation Super Metroid built. Don't get me wrong, Metroid 2, also a good game in its own right. It just didn't age very well compared to later games. Yeah, we'll grab that. Can't hurt to have an extra. Especially since I still have Ridley to deal with. Not gonna K-go through. Which would be faster, but it would also hurt. And I don't feel like doing it. And honestly, I'm not doing that right now. That first super missile, I believe, was the first frame, or one of the first frames, where the gold pirates can be hit. Alright, I should have plenty of resources for this Ridley fight. I just have to make sure to not miss. Ow, and I also gotta make sure not to bite my tongue. Happy hour mark. That's Ridley. That's 3. The reason we have Ridley grab there is because that ends the fight faster now. I probably shouldn't have grabbed that energy tank, but at the same time, you get beat up pretty darn good in that fight, so it's a good spot for a refill. Fire Fleas is an energy tank, and that's the last major of the area. I completely missed the key hunter and opened the door to the save room. That's kind of funny. Didn't save ammo though on that one. That puts me in a position. Okay, that narrows down where Speed Booster is. Does not narrow down where Charge Beam is, however. Still, against the enemies in here, Ice Beam very helpful because it stops them in their tracks. not going for full clear. Heck no. And we're out. Now I have an understanding of why the map looks the way it does. Colors represent the area that you're in after you visited those areas. Makes a lot of sense to me now that I've seen it with my own eyes. The only thing that's going to be annoying is not being able to use Frog Speedway at all this seed. Which tells me I'm going to absolutely hate where Speed Booster wound up being. And if I don't find it by the time I get towards Batoon, then I'm just going to ice clip and finish the seed without it. Movement-wise, this feels fine. Don't like my ammo situation, however, because I only have 6 supers. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. If you know, you know. Trying to preserve supers there by doing it that way. I'm good, I do not need that. That, on the other hand, I need it for the sole reason I still don't have Charge Beam. Oh, that tells me it's in the sand pits or at Shack Tool. Gross! This seed reeks of ass. Who genned this garbage is what I'm starting to wonder. Probably one of the tournament folks, I would imagine. Okay, I'm making sure that those were minors and that I was not losing my mind. Although, to be fair, I probably lost it long ago. Actually, no, that's not the correct play. The correct play is to save scum. Because one of the sand pits is going to have what I'm after. The other is not. Or I'm gonna go left sand pit first. And my hotkeys for resetting were not working. East Meridia Aqueduct, we're on our way. Left sand pit was a butts. A butts? It was a bust. I swear I can talk. If it's not this sandpit, then I have to go shack tool. Yeah, I absolutely have to go shack tool here. This is some jank garbage. This has to be Speed Booster. Nothing else could be. Also, a song originally concocted by Gunarm Don. Shoutouts to Gunarm Don. Call him Don. Buzzsaw man pants, buzzsaw man pants. Here he comes, digging through the dirt wall, digging through the dirt wall. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Buzzsaw man pants, buzzsaw man pants. What a name, what a name. Only Chugga Conroy could come up with that shit. Holy balls, holy balls. And that is a disgusting act by this randomizer. And it's unfortunate that we had that in the seed live. That is disgusting. But now we can finally run through the rest of the seed. What was that interaction? Oh, man. This wound up being the randomizer's fault more than anything. It's why they call it getting randoed. Frick. So I am wondering how many folks who played this seed stayed in Logic, and how many of them decided to kick Logic right between the legs. I feel like I'm a bit short on ammo for Bot's wounds, so we're gonna check something now. That won't help, but something. That will be more helpful, because only a grapple farm here. That'll do. That looked like it should have hit. Last super. Sheesh. That was dicey. Only thing I'm not sure of is what was with the health bomb. I don't need to go for halfie on this particular seed because I have space and jump screw attack, so Coliseum is not going to be a problem. What is a problem is having a jump input eat. I was looking for supers there. All right. There's a reason I'm... Oh, I needed to jump there to make that happen. That's on me. My bad. Now watch this. I'm holding left for a reason here. Eventually, Dragon's gonna get close enough to where I'll be able to shock him. Like so. That's a boss that it was well done in an instant. Hey, man. This is my last chance for charge. Into being an E-tank. That tells me that charge beam is either up at plasma beam or locked by speed booster in one of two locations. Next ship, or yeah, this is nasty. At my current ammo, I would have to hit Zeb Skip without a doubt. I'm gonna try for it. Besides, killing these cack attacks will be great for reloading my super ammo. Come on, jump. What a gross seed. This seed is one I am definitely going to be sending to Fast the Gaming Grand Prix when I'm done. Because, whoo, this seed stinks. Oh, that smell. Everything for go mode. Yeah, this seed. I'm gonna have to get a drink after this because, oh boy. Stinky seed. Now, if I had blind checked Wrecked Ship Reserve, I probably would have seen that it would, if my math is right, it would have been an energy tank. And then I would have known by metadata, knowing what I know about this game, that location would have been 50-50. 50% energy tank, 50% charge beam. Sometimes in randomizer, like life, play numbers play you. And the mock droids go down easy. Probably with more time under my belt, I probably would have not opted to go for see if that was charge beam. But yeesh, this game really put me through the ringer on this one. Gosh darn. Then again, I'm not really a fan of Major Minor. I'm more of a fan of the standard SMRAT flags from the previous tournament. As well as the full countdown flags. Because those, you at least in full countdown, you know how many items are left in an area. At this point, we're going. G4 time. No cutscene, goes straight down. And now comes music that pretty much sounds like the innards of some wild creature. Admittedly, as a nerd, skill issues. That's more of a to hell with it. I haven't learned Zeb Skip yet. Not Zeb Skip, Baby Skip. But his movement tech where one slip up and you're not getting it. And now to that annoying horn, I say, shut up. Okay, we got this. Oh, that's not right. Getting pushed out, so not. Oh, the anime betrayals. It's just not working today for some reason. Okay, I feel like I'm rushing it. Not sure what I'm doing wrong. It's the other thing. My landing's bad, I think. What? Never had that interaction before. Alright, I think I figured it out. Let's see. The anime betrayal of all anime betrayals. I know I've gotten it before, so I know I can. It's just not working today for some reason. There are days like this where your movement tech fails you. Out of ammo? Really? I thought that was enough. Fuck. Oh, this is definitely a throwaway now. God damn. definitely the walk of shame. Think you have enough ammo, and the game says, no, you don't. Problem is, I did not save at the ship, so I either get this now or I don't. Or I'm unable to finish the seed. This is the most scuffed Turian I've ever had. And apologies for the flashing lights. Wow, I got comboed there. Holy crap. Bro, I'm gonna have to get a drink after that. What the hell? This was a shame. The plus side, there was 3 things. This was only the first one, so it can only get better from here, right? Other time to go. A couple of presents on the way out the door. Because why not? One thing's clear. I've certainly got stuff to improve on. Yeah, 135.51. What a disaster of a seed. Ah. That was bad, and the game should feel bad. Enter the bad RNG of hero cards. I do like these faster credits. Alright. For those on YouTube that see this, I'll admit, the way I went about this seed, I just got screwed over by logic. Because I had the inside line if I go for the logic break. However, the problem is, at 80 health or below, if the big side hopper hits you, you are dead. And without, like I said during the race, or rather the run, and if that happens, that is super punishing for Super Metroid. So it was wiser of me to not do that. East Meridia was Buck's Wound and getting charged. Turian was Walk of Shame due to being unable to hit Zeb Skip. I would have to look at it again to see what I was doing wrong and correct that for next time. Still, very, in terms of a rough first run, yeah, this was a very rough first run. And Fantoon was not behaving at all. Dear Force! I assume with very rando, you get the best ending on a sub-hour seed, so that continues to mood me. Ugh, this was on par with some of my Link to the Past rando seeds from way back when. But yeah, the other thing about me is high item percentage like that does not yield winning results. So, I gotta learn from this and get better. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and until next time, stay kind, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Leslie Pro, saying so long.